Hello everyone. This is Nivetan from Moodle Software Testing. Once upon a time, in software testing field, when someone say let's move to automation, every test engineer resource will start to have a thought like, I don't know Java, I don't know Python. How do we start with a framework to build automation? So for those people who are actually interested in automation, Robot Framework is the a perfect solution where there is no scripting knowledge required for this. All you need to know is a command and yes, a logical understanding of data structure. So let's start with the agenda. In this webinar, we will see how to have introduction to a robot framework and how to configure and what are the data structures followed by robot framework, and then a very simple training on UI automation. Let's start. Introduction to robot framework. Robot framework is built in Python, and they have both Python and Java libraries to work, and they have external and internal libraries. External libraries like in UI automation we use the Selenium. They have the Selenium library, and for the mobile automation they have Appium, and for the API automation they have the library called Request. These are all the external libraries, and more importantly they are all open source. So they are open source both. When it comes to the standard, this is where the collections, a built-in framework like working with the loops, how the condition works, and collections like list, dictionary, everything comes under inbuilt itself. You don't want to import any libraries for that. So based on external libraries, and they follow the test data structure follows a keyword driven, a data driven, and a behavior driven. Everybody have heard of behavior driven tool called Cucumber. Similar to that, they also follow different set of test case style. And we will try. There is no in-depth scripting knowledge required as I started this webinar. Just a command, a different styles of command that we will come to that when we view individual library itself. Let's go to the configurations. You need to have pip installed. I believe most of your machines have pip. You can search and find how to install the pip, and then through pip you can search for Python. Most of the machine by default will have a Python, but make sure your Python version is 3. And then we need to install the robot framework. For this webinar session, we need the Selenium robot framework installed, and then to work on Visual Studio, we need the Visual VS Code to start our scripting. Let's check the configuration first. So my machine should have the command for that is pip space version. I have the pip with install version in the Python 3.7 version. Let's check the Python as well. And my system is configured to Python 3. And next, I need to install. For this, we will also how to install them. So from the robot framework website, go to the PYPI. Here you will be finding how to install the pip install. Everything comes under the pip. So pip install robot framework, and then even for installing the Selenium library. So you need to run this command. Sorry, to have the robot framework, you need to run this command. I have already in my machine. I'll show you how to check whether I have the robot framework installed. And then to install the Selenium library, go to externals. That you will find Selenium library here. Under the GitHub, you will find pip install robot framework Selenium 2. 2 is the old one. You can install pip install robot framework Selenium library 3, which is latest. Let's see if my machine has both robot framework and Selenium libraries. For that, we need to check pip space. This will show me what are all the libraries which installed using the pip. So these many libraries. Let's check whether I have the robot. I have the robot framework installed, followed by I have the Selenium library as well. Okay. These are the very basic requirements for the robot framework. There are multiple other libraries as well. For now, let's focus on the Selenium library. Let's go to VS Code or WinTrack. Yes, I have robot Selenium framework installed. Let's open the VS Code. Let me create a project. Under my workspace, robot test workspace, I'm creating a new project. So I'm going to use the simple UI automation where you will be going through a list of book. It's a book collection. From there, I'm going to view a book detail. So my project in this demo book detail view, just a project name. So under this is the project name. I'm creating a requirement. This is for the people who are viewing your project, where what are all the different libraries that I have used. For our project, I'm using the robot framework and Selenium. Search for Selenium. Yes. Selenium. These are the following libraries that I'm using. Let's create. Before proceeding further, let's go to the setting. We have made an introduction and then configuration. Next step is the robot framework follow keyword driven. We will check on keyword driven in our UI automation, and then the behavior driven, and then data driven. So the RF robot framework test follow 4 major facts: settings, test case, keywords, and libraries. To give you a very simple overview on that, to start with test case. So in our test case, I am going to do like user should be able to view book details. So this is my test case name. And then following are the keywords. Imagine you are having a virtual robot inside the machine doing your expected work based on a keyword. So this is my keyword that I'm going to instruct. So first, go to URL, book URL, and then followed by you will be verifying whether verify. I have landed on the home page. Verify home page. Next, what you will be doing, we will be going to a category. There are different categories. We will be navigating through the categories and find my expected book. Let's say I'm looking for a fictional book. And then I will be going to that list of fictional books. And then I will be selecting my expected book. So these are all the keywords that I'm going to say. So when you tell a robot, user should be able to view book details. Following are the keywords he will try to find and execute. He will be going to the URL, and then he will verify your home page, and then he will go to the fictional book category, and then under the list of book category, he will select a expected fictional book for you. So following this is the first aspect under the 4 different major factors. First one is test case, next is keyword, and then the variables. So variables will be like, when you say go to URL, which URL? The robot does it. So you are giving your Indian bookstore. This is the web page that I'm going to pass. Indian bookstore, and then home page. You will be validating it. What is the exact home page name? So let's say home page name will be like Indian books. This will be your home page name, and then you are going into a fictional. Here you will be validating an element, so which you need to find the list of category first, and then you will be finding the fiction, where in that list we'll be having different list. Under the category section, we'll be having list. Here we'll be using a bit of data structure knowledge. We'll be using a loop. Going through the category, I will look for the fictional book and then I will select it. For that, I need the elements. And the next variable, list of fictional books. Here also I'll be using the element. I'll be finding how many lists are there so that the loop can help me through and filter one by iterate through the different fictional books and then select me the expected book. Again, an element where I will be passing my fiction book, let's say Harry Potter. So that book I will be using it here. Again, an element. So out of 4 factors, we have used test case, keyword, and variables, and then the important factor is settings. I will help you understand the settings when we start writing the script. So for the test case, we will create a folder. This is my main folder. So demo book details is my project. Under this, I'm creating a tests directory, and then under this, I'm creating a first robot script. So test cases. Okay. So as I said here, we have seen test case. We have seen the keywords. We have seen the variables. Settings, I will show it in the script. And the next slide, we have actually implicitly started with automation. So the library that I'm going to use is Selenium library. I have already created the project. And I'm going to, as I said, there is no script required. You will be passing the comments to the robot so that it can do the instructions as you follow. So this is the test case. I have already given it here. So test case, in this webinar, I will try to accomplish this test case, followed by whomever is interested, they can start scripting for the next step. You'll be finding it more interesting here now. So test case, let's create the first factor. Under the robot file, I'm creating the first, I'm making this a first factor test case. Under this is my test case name. All right. Under this, following are the keywords that I need to follow. So I want my robot to follow these keywords. How it will follow, we will see now. So under the test case, I'm telling the robot, okay, user should be able to land our book details page. Now he will go and look for the instructions which are given under the keyword open India bookstore. As of now, we just created a skeleton of test. Now let's create. So every operations that we are doing should not come under the test case. Just for the understanding purpose, we will create an operational. Another robot script. Another robot file where we can take care of all the operational work. Let's create another folder. Operational. So under this, I will create another robot script where each instructions will be taken care in this folder. I'm just separating the cases so that whenever let's say Open India Bookstore can come under the same next test case. If you see here, Open India Bookstore is coming under the next test case as well. I don't want to write every time. So whenever I call the same function, so here we are removing the duplication of code, eradicating of the duplication of code. We are making use of the same script again and again. I'm creating under operational instructions. So here I'm mentioning the keyword. First we have seen the test case, now keywords. Under keywords, I'm going to make use of keyword name Open India Bookstore. So now the first step under Open India Bookstore is I need to navigate to the URL, the expected URL. So what is the command for the robot framework to open a page? I know the command, but just for the demo purpose, we will every time go and check the Selenium library to find. This is where each and every command for the robot is given. You need to follow the instructions and the exact command name. So to open a browser, I need to pass two parameters. One is, give me a minute. Okay, open browser. So if you see here, my first parameter is URL that I'm going to pass, and the next parameter is browser, which browser I need to pass. The robot doesn't know, okay, you have given me the URL, under which browser I need to open. So two parameters are mandatory here. There are other optional parameters. These are all optional. Once you start working on the robot framework, you will know what are all the mandatory parameters and what are all the optional ones. So URL and which browser is important here. URL, we know what we need to give. And the next parameter is, let's say I need to open in Chrome. I cannot just say Google Chrome. There is a command for that as well. So I say GC or Chrome so that robot will know, okay, he wants to open this URL in Google Chrome. So let's pass on the commands. This is my command, open browser. So since the framework is built in Python, the indentation is very important here. So under each keyword, give a tag, give your keyword name, and then each keyword, each parameter should have two spaces, space. And my first parameter is, I need to go to the URL, and the URL for Indian Bookstore is this. This is my first parameter. And the next parameter is which Chrome, which browser that I need to open. And browser that I'm looking for is Chrome. So make sure your machine has the required browser drivers, Chrome driver, Firefox driver. They should be available in your machine actually. So let's try to run this. Before running this, so we have seen the keywords and then the test case. Let me introduce you to the settings here. When you run the script, user should be able to land on book details page. The robot will look for the next keyword, Open India Bookstore. Okay. To know the script where this, to let know the robot where this Open India Bookstore is, you need to specify in which location the keywords are mentioned. So to mention that, this is where settings comes into picture. Under settings, you are instructing the robot under which file you need to look for Open India Bookstore. So mention it. And the keyword is resource with a double space. Both are in different file, different directory. To go to a different directory, space dot. Again, a two space. Give slash and then operational. This is your directory name. Under this, instructions.robot. Operational instructions.robot. So when you have 10 different of files, you need to mention all the 10 different of files so that the robot will know, okay, Open India Bookstore, this is my keyword. It will go and search for Open India Bookstore keywords in every file. Once it finds, it will go here, and whatever the command that I have given here, it will start executing it. Now, I need to import the libraries. Under this, so first use of settings is you need to mention the resource path, and the next setting is you need to import the libraries. Library name, library, this is the keyword. Under this, the library name is This is my library name. Selenium library. So I have imported the library as well. So we have seen three factors. One is the settings, where you will be importing and then instructing the robot where to find the keywords. As of now, we are using only one file. And then if you are using Mac, just command, you will know where it is declared. See, other keywords haven't declared yet. Open the key store, this is declared. Go here. So the robot will know, okay, this is where my command is. All I need to do is open browser, what is the URL, and then what is the browser. So these are the dynamic values that I have given here. So before going to the last variable keyword, let's try to run this. To run the command, go to your terminal. You need to land on your current project name. All right, now. Sorry, give me a minute. Under this is my project which we created now. Let's go inside this. Okay, here is a command to run a robot project. Okay, just say robot. There are a variety of different commands where you can follow. As of now, let's give a very basic command. Under the robot, you need to mention your location under tests, and your keyword is, your file name is testcases.robot. Let's run this. When you run this, yes, it finds a library. It is opening my browser. Okay, we have successfully opened it. So earlier I was explaining, once you open, we will be validating the we will be verifying whenever you are in UI, every action when it leads to a different page, we will be validating whether we have landed on a correct page or not. So we cannot write the verifying code every time. Let's just first maximize this, and then we will validate whether the bookstore, the main page name is correct or not. So to maximize this, what is the command? We will search for the command. Maximize. Yes, my command. There is no variable or parameter required for this. Just maximize command. We will add it here. So if you look at my script, it is failing because no keyword with navigate to category. The reason is that I have mentioned the keywords. It is not able to find any of the other coming keywords here, because it's actually, okay, once the first keyword instruction is completed, it is going to verify for the next keyword. Unfortunately, in my script, we don't have these keywords mentioned, so it is failing. I couldn't find any keywords here. To make this pass, let's comment all the sections here. Right. Okay, now when I run the script, it should open my web browser with the Indian Bookstore application, and then it should maximize my browser. So we have maximized it. So far, if you see, we did not use any scripting knowledge here. All we are passing here is just the command, a robot command, where we have the all the commands mentioned here under the whatever could be used in the Selenium library. Okay, let's proceed further. We have seen the settings, we have seen the test cases, we have seen the keywords. Now let's create another file to save all these dynamic values under one robot file. Okay. I will create under operations itself. I will name it as locator variables dot robot. All right. Here I'll be using my fourth factor, which is variables. So this is the format for introducing a variable. First, I'm using the URL. Always assigning, give a double space. Indentation is must here. So any dynamic value that I am passing here, I am assigning to a variable. Next, which browser? The browser name is GC. Consider you are running this test case in multiple browsers. The same test case you are running in multiple browsers. You don't want to every time go to your operational robot file and then change it. You just need to change it here. If it is Firefox, just change F500. As of now, let's run in Google Chrome. So let's use these URLs here. I mean variables here. So under browser, double space, give your first variable URL, and then next variable browser. Let's see if this runs. It failed. Variable URL does not, variable not found. Okay, I'm able to find it here. Okay, this is opening a different projects. Under this same workspace, I have another project where it is focusing there. Just to make sure it is pointing to my same project, that's where the settings comes into the picture. Now you understand one of the major aspect of the settings. You need to mention which URL, I mean which page to validate and which keywords to take. So under this I will mention. Look. Okay, I have missed this. Okay. This is my locator variable file name. I'm just passing it here. Just for my purpose, let me not use the same URL. Just change it to URL books. Use the same URL here. Now we will add. Okay, it is taking me to the correct file now. Browser taking me to the correct file now. So I have mentioned two resources here. When you say open India bookstore, it will go to this key store. Will start executing the instructions given under this keyword. So under this again, we are going to allocate or every dynamic variable will be passing it under this locator variables. Let's run this. It should be a success. This time will not get fail. We will get pass because we have given only one variables. Others are commented. Only one variable. Okay, let's check. Yes, pass. So we have passed only one key store variable. So we pass now. Let's go to the next step. Navigate to category computing and internet. Let's use this. Next keyword I'm passing. Okay, before that I said we need to validate the home page. Okay, every time we don't want to write a verification script, we will write only once, and the name is verified. Okay, we will call this. So it will go here first, and then what are the instructions given here, it will follow. So here, all I try to do is I need to validate whether I'm on a current page or not. The title. Okay, let's validate the title here. Okay, this is my title name. This is what I'm going to verify. This is my expected. Let me save my expected title name in the variable. Page 2. So this is what I'm expecting. Let's look for the actuals now. To take the actuals, so what's my command here? So I need to wait until the home page comes. Wait until page contains. So there are different page. Wait until. What I'm looking for is wait until page contains. When you are exploring, you can explore the other page. Wait until page contains. Here, this is my command. What is the expected here? Text. I'm looking for the text which I have already passed here. All right, I'm looking for this text here. Double space. Okay. So I cannot directly use this. Let's say I'm landing on a different page. Every time this variable will keep on changing. All right. So for that, let's create an argument here. Arguments. This double space. Give what I'm going to pass. Title name. Right. This is what title name. This is what I'm going to pass. So every time when you are going to say verify web page title, you just need to pass the title name. Here the expected home page is buy books online in India from online bookstores. This is what I'm expecting. All right. So whenever I call this variable will be assigned to this title name and it will look for this value. So let's run this. If it is passed, let's try to our console saying data console. Right. So immediately opening, let's wait for, let's sleep the script for 3 to 4 seconds. Again, sleep is a command and then 2 space 4 seconds. After 4 seconds, it is going to verify whether the expected title is there or not. Let's write one more section here. What I am actually looking for. This is the title. Let's try to print this and then see expecting or. Let's run the script now. It will open our web page, maximize it, look for the home page. If the home page expected and actual is correct, it failed. Navigator category computing. So again, I think it is again going to my another workspace. Keyword navigator category. I am sorry, this is actually success. It says console pass. It failed because I have made the keyword available here. Just comment this. Okay, here verify until web page title contains. So from here I'm calling this method and I'm passing an argument title name. Let's say instead of expected buy books online, instead of this, I'm changing the expected to something else. Case. Okay, so this means what? When I on the page, it is going to look for the keyword which I mentioned here. Expected is fail case. It will look for a page contains fail case. It is not there, so it will obviously fail. We will verify that case as well. So only one comment is there. Okay, we have maximized it. Ship. See, it is actually looking for the text failed case did not appear in 5 seconds. So As expected, we are looking for this case. We just change the expected value to unknown value, so it was failing to the proper value. Let's proceed with the next case. Okay, my next case will be like navigate to the category computing and internet. Where is the category? Here is the category. Under this, I'm going to look for computing and internet. From this, I will select digital media and internet. So this is a list. People who have already worked in get good understanding of this. If you go here, computing internet, this is a list where our expected value is at the seventh list number 7. I can easily hard code L of 7 and then look for the element A and then take the expected value. But let's not hard code this. Hard code will not work when it comes to list or web table. For example, when this India bookstore launches another category called accessory books and it comes under this, and when you look for L7, it is going to select comics and manga instead of computing and internet, because at that moment the L7 will be comic and manga. So instead of this, what we are going to do is we will get the complete list of this category and then we will iterate each and every category here, and then until we find computing internet, we will iterate this. So this is where a bit of data science knowledge comes. We will introduce a loop concept here. For this, we need a loop concept. Let's start with that. So our first keyword is success. The next keyword is, once it is success, the robot will look for the next keyword. If we have mentioned it, it will come here and look for navigate to category computing and internet. Under this, our script will be like, here I'm introducing a loop concept. Before going to the loop, let me find how many lists I need a number here, the total list number. So for that, I'm going to say category count. So to get the count, let me see if there is any command for this element count. Get element count. When I do this, when you use this command, it is going to give you, under this it provides only one variable, which is locator, Let's use this. So I just need the list starting space, which is this one. I just need to mention till li, so that under this how many lists is there, it will be. So easiest way to get the XPath is just right click, go to copy, search for copy XPath. Sometimes it will not give you the exact path. Let's see if it is giving me the required path here. So XPath, again a double space, give a proper indentation, double space, XPath is equal to. Okay, you see I cannot use this. I need to properly use a keyword. Okay, let me start with class this element. Give me a minute. And under this, we have only one. Division, and with one division, we have two divs. First is for the header, and the next one is for the left one. I can directly give, you know what, let me use this. So, such confusions will come once you start with your XPath finding. So this is also pointing me to the correct, and this is the list viewer. Lists. Just mention li. So this will navigate to this particular element, and then it will get me the how many the count of list here. So before writing the loop, let me print you and show you how many categories are there under that list. Double space. Let's just print this. Okay. So I have commented all the unused keywords. So in this keyword, as of now, we are going to search for the number of keywords. Search for the list and then get the count based on this. I'll be seeing a number here in the console now, the count of list of categories. All right, did we find? I'm sorry, we are still facing 0. I think the element which I shared is a bit wrong. Go wrong. Okay. Let me try to give a double quotes. Get element count. Okay, the first, this step is passed, as you see. It's calling the next step and it is giving me 0. Let's try it one more time. Okay. We have actually given 5 seconds to validate this web page. Just getting 0. I finally got my mistake. I need to mention before a tag, I need to mention art. So this experts, we need a separate class for this, to be honest. On this. So this time I'm pretty sure I'm expecting the category list. Right. Please give me a number other than 0. Yes, 21. So my total category list is 21. Let's create a for loop. So the next step that I'm going to do here is I'm going to iterate through each list and I'm going to look for my keyword which is computing an element. So let's first save this computing element as an expected category. Inside our for loop, we will be using a condition where once I found this computing internet, you can stop looping it. So that's what I'm going to say my robot. So the variable here is expected category. So the expected category here is computing and internet. So this is how a for loop will look like. People who have knowledge on Python will get it easier. Or create a variable here and in range, always a space. In range, the list always start from 1. If you are validating through array, always start with 0. We are here validating the list. When it comes to web table or web list, it will always start with 1. 1 till the expected last row is saved here, which is 21. So for I double space, in range double space, starting from 1 double space, the end row which is category count. Let's take each elements variable. So I'm going to get the text of each list. L1 of L1 of A has the value. The name of the element is given here. To get the name of the element, let's check here. Get text. This is the keyword that I'm going to use, and I'm going to dynamically save it in a variable. So dynamic variable is get name. Here we notice I'll be using the same XPath, correct? Same XPath. Instead of mentioning directly giving the LI of 7 here, instead of giving LI of 7, I'm going to iterate through using the keyword. So the I value starts with 1 and it will loop through 1, 2 till 21. I'm just giving the value here. And where exactly is my keyword? So under LI, there is a element A. The tag name is just mention A. So before giving the condition, let's see if I'm printing all the values here. Again, log to console. Wait a second, I didn't mention the keyword properly here. I need to use the keyword get text of locator. All right, get text of locator. Locator I have already mentioned here. So the keyword is get text double space. So after is equal to keyword double space, get text double space. Let's run this. Okay, when I run this, it will open a web browser. It will open to my India store, and then it will validate my home page. Then it will get the count. Then it will iterate through, and it's supposed to print me all the category names here. We will see that now in the console. Let's check that. Let's here. Okay, here I should see all the category names. We are almost there. Let's see. We have validated it. Okay, it failed. Variable I not found. Let's check the inbuilt. So conditions for loop, everything will come under the inbuilt concept. Continue. Okay, this is the old format. Okay, I think we need to. Okay, I have started the for loop. I haven't finished the end. Skip the end. We need to give a proper range. We will give everything in groups. Because earlier when I was running, it was showing use a proper way in range. So now we are supposed to get this. Okay. So I variable will start with 1, and then it throughout the category list loop through. Run this. So I'm expecting all the categories should print here like above here. Yes, see here we have printed all the values as expected. So my next keyword that I'm going to use, it's a hover over, where I'm going to hover on the computing and internet element. So for the hover over, there is a keyword called over. Yeah, mouse over. You need to use this. Before that, let's end the loop instead of going till the end. All right. So there is a condition here. I think that you have here. Loop. I mean exit loop. Get this exit for loop. Exit for loop. If let's use this exit for loop if double space, my expected value when it reaches computing and internet is equal to, and expected value is computing and internet. This is my expected value. Okay, once I find this, the loop will come out of it. It will not proceed further with the history and politics and hobbies and all. It will just execute and come out. So this is a dynamic value. Now I need to store it in a where I can use it further. So let's use another variable. Say it as set test variable. When I say test variable, I think it failed because when you set a variable, this is equal to should not come. I have a script already written. That says you should not give is equal to that. Let's run this again. Now I think it should be able to overrun. So when you assign an element to a variable, you should be using is equal to. When you are setting a variable, the existing one, you will not be giving that is equal to this. It's quite fast, I guess. The script is actually fast. So meanwhile, I have introduced a new element so that while testing, you will know whether I'm validating correctly or not. So there is a command called scroll element. So it will touch and it will help you to scroll the page until the element is in visible state. I have already added it. So under the for loop, when you are getting each name, this command will help you to understand. Since the script is a bit fast, it will help you to see whether it is properly navigating to that category or not. Let's observe this area. See, it actually, yeah, it's selected now. If you notice, it went through here and then it stopped here. Let's run this one more time. So how about I manually scroll it? To manually scroll, the command is execute JavaScript. This is my another file. I'm just scrolling the page a bit so that it is a bit visible whether I'm going correctly or not. After verifying the home page, I'm using this command so that it will scroll a bit up. A vertical scroll. Hold on. Maximized. Yes, it's scrolled now. Now you can view complete page. Yeah, if you noticed, it will it has iterated through each column. Now I'm doing it manually. So iterating through each column. After here, it stopped. See the script. Yes. After the computing internet, I looked out of it and then I'm actually hovering it. So next step, given the time, we have almost covered an hour. I will try to use the existing script. So what I'm doing next is that my next test case is like search for the title name. Okay. On this, okay, I'm going here. I'm going to the computing, selecting the digital media and the internet. From this list, let's say I'm going to select, let me not select anything which is already in this table. In this list, this is also a list. Let me go down and look for the table name, any table. In our case, let's use the art of community. So let me get the exact name of it. The exact name, I'm going to save it here. Creating another dynamic variable and saving the exact name. Expected book name. This is my expected book name. It's already there. So just to save time, I'm going to use my existing command. So till now I showed you. From this, I'm going to use my existing command where I'm going through here and I will select this digital media and internet. From this, I'm going to verify whether I have landed properly on the. Also, let me show you the home page. This is the home page. From here, go to computing internet, digital media and internet. Now I will verify for the page name digital media and internet. After verifying, then I will iterate through the list and then I'll select the art of community book. Till that I have the script. Let me use the same script. So my next test case will be like the book under the instruction and the book name something like art of community. Pasted here. This is my expected here. Okay, I have filled in my code. So I have made use of all the test case. Till here we saw. Okay, here we just mouse over to the our computing internet section. From here, I'm just using the second category, subcategory, which is digital media and internet, which here I have given the element. I have already passed it here. Next step, I'm clicking on it. After hover over, after 2 seconds, I'm clicking on this element. Once I clicked on it, within 2 minutes, you notice here, the first check here is I'm verifying the table, the web page name, digital media and internet. For that, I'm not creating another function. The same way, verify page title. I'm using the same function here. The attribute is changed here now. So now the expected is digital media and internet. Digital media and internet. So here the value goes for the title name, digital media internet. Once it is success, it will print me the title name and then pass. The next step here is go to the expected book titles. Now the search. Search for the book title, art and community. So under this, what I'm doing is once I land on this page again, these are also a list of divisions. We have already seen the for loop, so I have made use of my existing code where this is another for loop. I'm using the J variable. I'm getting the bulk list, the total amount of how many divisions are there. So we have around 56, I believe 51 or 56. We'll check the count now. So once I get the complete list, from here I'm navigating through each books. I'm looking for the title name. Here the title name, which falls under the tag A. Under this tag A, there is a third division which is mentioned in the title name. Okay. For our testing purpose, I have used. Okay, let me take again. So let me make use of RESTful web service. So this is my expected. I'm using the expected here. So expected book category. I'm changing it. Earlier I selected, sorry, expected book name. Earlier I selected the art and community building, which is this one. Now I'm selecting, let's take some other row for this. Let's take this. Under this, under the 8. So this is what the loop will do. So it identifies the complete list, the complete list is 1, and then starting from the list number 2. The reason is the first division is digital media and internet. It does not have the required tag, so I'm going to from here div of 2. I'm starting from here, so the loop starts with 2, and then each time I'm filtering each book name. I'm validating with the book name as RESTful Web Services and Cookbook. Once it finds, the loop will start, come out. The next step here is go to the expected details. Here is the instruction where once you find it, I'm setting that variable. Earlier I mentioned how the set test variable works. So I'm clicking on that element and the page should land on the page like next page, the expected book details page. All right, it's taking time. Let's close this for now. Let me run the script. I have explained the script so far. The thing is something I haven't created yet. So under this there is no action because once I ran, I need to you make use of verify page detail again. I will run and show. Again, let's not use this keyword to the command. It will fail telling under this keyword there is no instruction. So let's not fail this and close probably all the unwanted console log consoles. We'll close this. Maybe in the next for loop I will make use of this log console where I need to validate each book just to showcase it. Yeah, it will bring me the total list, getting the book list name from this bulk list name. So this is supposed to print me each book name until it finds the book name RESTful Web Service. It will loop through. Once it finds, it will come out of the loop and then it will set the variable. See here. Okay, it navigated through. My bad. Okay, let me run again. I was missing around the element. Sorry. Let me run this now. Scroll. Now it will search for my category. Found. It will mouse over on the computing and then it will mouse on digital media. Clicked on it. Yes, the first check happening at the digital media and internet. Now it is actually inside the loop is happening. It found my book. Let's see if I actually clicked on RESTful Web Services. The page is actually loading. Just give it a minute. Yes, RESTful Web Service. As a last check, let me put a verify for here as well. So the verify here is just looking for the file name, book name here. This is my complete book name. I'm going to verify the book name is correct or not. So I'm creating another variable. Do not duplicate the variable names. Expected book detail name. Yes. So what I'm going to do is, so the actual test cases pass. If you see here, it is looping through all the tables. We go back. It starts from here. Scott Kilby's start with Kilby's. It was looping through till yeah, before the Yahoo style. After the Yahoo style, this is my expected book. Once I found, the loop was cut out, and then I have clicked on the element. Now I'm going to validate whether I have landed on the correct expected page. So under this, I'm going to make use of the same method where I will validate the title names. So here one value is missing, which is my expected argument. This is my argument that I need to pass. All right. Now we will close all the consoles. Okay, once it successfully executes, there will be 3 checks that I'm doing. I'll manually show it. First check, I'm verifying whether it's in the current page or not. Next, I'm going through my expected book and I'm verifying the digital media and internet. Once it is done, if I go to any book, in our case it's RESTful. Once I go there, the script which is written here is validating whether I have followed the correct page or not. So this title, I'm expecting this content should be available in the page which is selected. Let's run the script. So on the console, I should be expecting to see each page name and then a pass, something like this. Page name and pass. Let's run this. Okay. Scroll. This is the complete test case. Navigated. Check to digital media and internet. The loop has happened. It actually did not scroll. I don't want to manually scroll it. I just through the divisions loop I found my name. Now it is validating the name. Now I should see the success. There you go. So three passes here. That's the third pass. Okay. Here it is. One is the main page. Next one is in digital media and internet, and then the book name. Now. So let's see the report. The report is something robot framework provides, which is very useful. Whenever the case is passed, it will give you green button when you go to the log. So this is my single user test case which I ran. All success, no failure. And open this. These are the different keywords which I passed, which you can see here. These are the different keywords. If at all any failure that we found, anything that you are seeing green, it will show in red. I will show you that in some time. So every step that I took, it will give me. So every case is passed. Till the verification, we have the success scenario. Now let's try to fail a case and then verify. Okay, fail in the case. Instead of going to the, okay, actually the page is actually landing on the RESTful web services, but I'm verifying for some other web page name. Let's say I'm going to verify for Google Web. So just to showcase you the negative scenario here. I mean the failure scenario. Okay. Okay. I just want to showcase you how a failure will look like. When I'm actually going to verify for a different book name. The last step, this keyword must fail now. Right? Let's run this now. I just want to show you that in the report how it looks. So this is all about robot framework team. Once you start having a hands-on, so whatever we have seen now, you can finish it in less than 10 minutes. So I have executed the first case, as I said. I will push this to Git. People who are interested can pull that and then follow up with the next test case, where I will show you next test case where it starts from. So it is looking for the yes rest. It selected the expect, but I'm actually validating for a different book name. See the failure, the text in the Google way does not found. Let's check that in the report. Yeah, see, the report failed exactly at the verify user nugget. So it will show you in the red format. Go to the keyword what actually failed. Wait until I'm actually waiting for a book name which does not exist. The book name which I gave is the Google way, which is wrong. So it failed. This is how the failure report will look like. And then okay, it is all about the scripting. So next test case will actually start from this section. Once you find it, I'll show you the test case name. So till here we have done verify. Till here it's all the same. You don't want to write the script again. You just need to make use of the existing keywords here. Just create another test case here. Mention the test case name and then followed by use the same keywords, or you can combine them inside single one and then call them out here. It's your call. So and then you need to start with the click of Amazon link. So what happens here? You need to click on this Amazon link. After that, it will redirect you to the different browser. See, we have moved to the different browser. We need to switch it. To switch, let's see what is the command. There is a direct switch element. Yeah, switch window. Switch browser or switch window. So when you give switch browser and give the name or switch window. Yeah, switch window. Under switch window, give either a title name, title or name, or the URL. In our case, you can go with the title name itself. It's something translated by RESTful book. So once you go here, your next test case will be like login. Use the proper credential to login and then click on the add to wish list. The moment you click on add to wish list, it will show you a pop-up page. So it's a successfully list added. Verify that and then go to hover over on this. It will show it is not actually click hover over on this. Again, you're using the command hover over. Click on your wish list and make sure your list has the RESTful web service book added on. This is your next test case. This is all about the robot framework configuration thing. Actually, the training took more than 40 minutes. The configuration that we have seen. So this is the test case. The first, the thing which mentioned in the blue test case we have completed. The next test case you can try. So I have added the references, the robot, the main page, and then the built-in where the collections, loop concept, if conditions I have mentioned. And then the Selenium library which we have gone through, the installation instructions that I have shared. This is the webinar for the UI automation along with the robot framework instruction and the proper configuration. Thank you all.